Now I'm going to show you some people who have benefited from this. I'm only showing a short, a few of these. We have many, many people. Okay, this person was in Wuhan. Her organs were going down. She was actually dying. And what the doctor did was injected her with stem cell. 4 days, she walked out of the hospital. This is a schoolmate of mine. He is in Las Vegas. He's a nurse practitioner now. He was a pediatrician in the Philippines. And as a nurse practitioner, he was helping some positive COVID patients, and he got COVID. And he went home, and he's home with his mom, and his mom became positive also. She's 100 years old. So both of them went to the hospital. And his labs during the hospital stay were all off. No, they don't know why his laboratories were so off. And on Good Friday, the mother was 100 years old. She passed away. God bless her soul. On Saturday, all his labs came back normal. So on Sunday, they extubated him. In other words, they removed the ventilator from him. And he was so weak, he could not even hold up a cell phone by himself. He had to have a nurse hold a cell phone up while he's talking on the phone. He stayed in the hospital for several weeks, I think more than a month. The pulmonologist, which is a medical doctor with a higher specialty for lung problems, told Dr. Noel, listen, your lungs may not come back to normal for more than a year because the MRI is so bad. It looks terrible. And Dr. Noel asked the doctor, said, are you trying to scare me? And the doctor says, no, I'm trying to tell you what's true. So he was discharged from the hospital on a walker. He was still needing a walker or else he would fall. And oxygen. He had the oxygen 24 hours a day. The second day, I went to his house and I started him on PURTIER placenta. I gave him 2 capsules immediately. We stayed there about 3.5 hours, 4 hours. And about the 3rd hour, he goes, my chest feels lighter. I said, wow. And then he got on a Zoom meeting a couple of weeks ago, and he says, on the Zoom meeting, in 2 weeks' time, he was off his oxygen for 9 hours. He doesn't need his walker to go to go shopping anymore. All right, and he just told a classmate of mine yesterday that it's all due to the placenta, PURTIER placenta. It's just an amazing product. This lady had a double mastectomy. That means they removed both of her breasts. And a tumor continued to grow out of her breast, as big as a mango. Sabi yung doctor, uwi ka na, you have 2 weeks to live. Taga-ago, lawin yun. So she went home. Her relatives got her PURTIER placenta. Remember I told you, take 2 twice a day? She didn't do that. She took 2 capsules 4 times a day. In other words, 8 capsules a day. The doctor said 2 weeks she'd be dead. A month and a half, this is what happened. The tumor is all gone. Okay? She got on our Zoom meeting a few weeks ago and said, it's been a year now. She's doing very well. She's been blessed with stem cell. This is another very, very interesting case. This lady's in the wheelchair because she can't walk because her nerves in her legs are degenerating. Her private medical doctor for almost 3 years cannot get this lady out of the wheelchair. So a friend of mine talked to the doctora and said, Doctora, subukan mo ang stem cell. Ang sabi yung doktora, I will not give stem cell to my mother. Well, she had a different idea. She started taking stem cell, and this is her now out of a wheelchair for almost 3 years. So she has to rebuild all her muscles in her legs, but she's out of a wheelchair. I don't know if you've ever been in a wheelchair, you know, it's a blessing to get out and to be able to do things that you could not do when you're in a wheelchair, okay? So this young lady, 18 years old, crying all the time, she has stage 4 brain tumor. Stage 4 is the end or the last stage of cancer. That means she's on the next road to dying. So what happened was, yung kapitbahay heard her crying, gave her stem cell, and sabi niya, after one day, nakabawas yung sakit. The second day, she was able to get out of bed and started eating and helping her mom with the sari-sari store. 2 months later, she went to have an MRI. And then she showed the MRI to the doctor, and the doctor was shocked. He says, "Is this you? Because there's nothing I need to do. You're already clear from your tumor." Ang galing ito. I'll tell you also, in the United States, when you have brain cancer, you have only about less than 5% possibility of being cured. This is another very, very interesting. This lady had a lot of complications when she delivered her baby, and she went into a coma. She was in a coma for 6 long years. And one of her relatives discovered PURTIER placenta and suggested to the husband of this lady, "Subukan natin yan." So he was opening up the capsules, putting it through her NG tube, nasal gastric tube. That's how they feed them. And 23 days later, she woke up and saw her 6-year-old child for the first time. Hallelujah. This is a young baby. This baby must be less than a month old. And the mother has opened up the capsules and started giving the child PURTIER. Why? Well, one reason is baka may sipon yung bata. The second reason is from birth to age 6 months, the child has no immune system. Okay, that's why it's very important for women to breastfeed their child, because the breast milk has certain products in the breast milk that will keep the child from getting sick. But the mom wanted to improve this child's immune system by giving her PURTIER placenta. After she squeezes everything out of that capsule, the mother should also ingest the capsule because there's still nutrients in the capsule. Okay, this is a short video.
Hi, I'm Dr. Johnson from West Palm Beach, Florida. In my years of practice, I've seen many people in the United States suffering from all kinds of skin problems like eczema and psoriasis that affected their daily quality of life with no permanent solution. The only option has been to experiment with medications that have harmful ingredients and produce all kinds of side effects. It can be frustrating. But along the way, I happened to meet a representative of PURTIER during a medical trade show in San Diego, California. And a few months of trials of PURTIER on some of my patients with serious skin issues like psoriasis, the healing results have been just great. I'm really pleased because PURTIER does not contain any harmful substances like steroids or PEGs or oxybenzone or anything else that can cause harmful side effects to our organs like kidney and liver. And PURTIER uses 4 main technologies to encapsulate 10 active organic ingredients into one single enteric-coated capsule that doesn't contain any harmful medical drugs or substances and produces no negative side effects. The results have gone really great so far.
So, did you hear what he said? He doesn't have to experiment on patients by using different drugs to try to treat their conditions. This is what happens when a person gets cancer. The doctors have to experiment to see if their cancer drug will help them. But the majority of people that take chemotherapy eventually wind up dead 3 to 4 or 5 years down the road.